And we are live. Hey, welcome to another session of Building the Bull. This session is brought to you by the Skylabs and Better Ecosystem. My name is Ryan, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Hey, happy Valentine's Day. Not really sure what your plans are for this evening, but hope you get to spend time with someone that you care about and someone you love. So, with that, we have a great show planned for you today. And if you're brand new, not really sure what Better's all about, why are people excited, what are they up to, we've paid out over thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency in the last year to our community members who post projects on our CrowdX Calendar. As a community, we utilize something called crowdsourcing. That's where we work together to find projects that have potential, while at the same time we bring up concerns or red flags about projects that may look a little shady. Now, one of the benefits of crowdsourcing is it allows you to stay up to date with industry trends. For the last year, we've pointed out major trends happening in the crypto pre-sale space, and we've collaborated as a community, looking at what happens with fair launches, pink cell fair launches, talking about stealth launches, talking about audits, talking about different call groups and things like that. That is one of the many benefits of crowdsourcing. It allows you to be able to stay in the loop without doing all the research on your own. In the last year, over 16,000 projects have launched. And how would you like to get paid to share quality crypto pre-sales on our CrowdX Calendar? That's exactly what these sessions are designed to do. It's designed to equip you with the knowledge and resources as well as experience to find great projects. And for the last 9+ months, we've recorded over around 120+ live sessions like this where we support our community in navigating the calendar, finding 2x to 100x crypto gems, and like I said, paying out thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency in the process. Now, we host 2 sessions like this every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you are at the right place at the right time. And we're going to jump into some interesting things we've been looking at this last week. I will say, if you didn't watch last Thursday's video about bots taking over, definitely want to check that out. A lot of people really enjoyed that video, and it's actually getting a lot of traction. Not really sure how or why, but the YouTube algorithm has picked it up for some reason, and it's having a lot of traction. And so, if you have not watched that, definitely want to check that out because there's some insight into the crypto pre-sale space there. So, hey, welcome. As you're hopping on board, go ahead and drop a hi, hello, letting everybody know where you're watching from. We got Luis with us, and Aaron. We got Roman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm a little under the weather. I got a little bit of I don't know what it is. Woke up with something that's not ideal, so I will try to keep my sniffles to a minimum and make sure you guys don't hear this cough drop that's in my mouth right now. So with that, I do want to give a shout out. We talk about paying out cryptocurrency. We talk about scouting and finding profitable projects. Okay, that's one of the things that we talk about here, and I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Roman Murphy. He's scouted a project called Vela Exchange. We actually talked about this project a few weeks back. We talked about it on this call. We broke it down. We shared some of the insights, some of the thoughts, and some of the things that we saw about this project, and the community gave their feedback as well. But want to give a shout out to Roman. This is one of his first projects that he scouted, and it launched, and it's off to a great start. Now, I don't have the actual official pre-sale price, so we're just going to run off the listing price right here. But I did want to go over. I wanted to show you what the gains were in the first 24 hours, as well as go over what the gains were so far. We're almost a week into this project. So let's go ahead and drop a horizontal array. We'll put it right here. Let me zoom in some so we can get nice, clean. There we go. All right, so we're just going to use a listing rate for the pre-sale price. Like I said, I don't have it on hand right here. But let's go ahead and let's find how long it was for that first 24-hour period. Such a pretty chart. Most often charts do not Charts do not look this good as of late, and this is an absolutely beautiful chart. So here's the first day. Now, we rate these projects, we score these projects, whether they're profitable or not profitable, based on 3 different time frames: 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days. Okay? Within the first 24 hours of a project, the first day of a project, we're looking for at least 1 hour that's above the pre-sale price. Well, this project, obviously, they stayed well above. It's pretty fantastic. Again, I don't know exactly how the pre-sale went down. I don't know how the private sale went down. I don't know if there's vesting involved or anything like that. So we're just strictly looking from a listing price and going upwards from there. Okay, so the all-time high is what is most often talked about whenever projects brag and boast about their launch. They talk about their all-time high. They're so proud about what the high was. 80% gain. Okay, they're so proud of that. But the fact is, you see this big wick right here. We don't know how long price was up there. It could have been up there for seconds, it could have been up there for minutes. We don't know how long it was up there. And so one of the ways that the vendor ecosystem is creating change in the space, we created something called the VAL, Vendor Audited Highest Low. And what that does is it tells us that what is the highest low where people could have swapped out of this at a profit, meaning they had at least an hour to swap out. Okay, and so to find that's real simple. We're just looking for an hour above this line right here. You literally start moving down, and once you have an hour, each one of these candles represents 5 minutes. So once you have an hour that's above that line, you're good to go, and that would be considered your VAL. So right there, we're looking for 13 candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. All right, so it's going to be right in there. So VAL would be about a 1.6x. All right, so all-time high, 1.8x, VAL, 1.6x. Let's go ahead and look at the 24-hour time frame. Now, you may be thinking, well, Ryan, hold on a second. 5 times 12 is 60. You said 13. Well, yes, the way this tool works is it goes from one candle to the other to count as one. All right, so let me repeat what I just said so you guys know that I'm actually decent at math. So it counts 2 bars to count as 1 bar because it needs to go from one to the other. If we just count 12 bars, that's going to be 55 minutes. Okay, so for example, we go from this bar to this bar. Okay, and when we finally have an hour, okay, that's how that works. All right, so we need multiple bars. All right, multiple bars. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 bars there. Okay, that's how that works. So when we're actually counting the bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's showing that there's 3 bars. It's counting 1, 2, 3. All right. So in case you're wondering, clearly I know that 5 times 12 is 60, but it's actually we're counting 13 candles. So 1.6x and 1.8x respectively. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looked like for the hour. Let's go to the hour chart, rather, what it looked like for the first 7 days. This is where it gets kind of juicy. It's looking really good. So here is after the first days, and here right here is after the first 7 days. Okay. And so price continued to do well. Let me actually back this up just real quick. Oh. There we go. All right, so in that 7-day window, the all-time high, looking at 2.7x. All right, and we'll move this over for it to say 7 days, right there. All right, and then so in the 7-day window, we're looking for 24 hours above the pre-sale price. Okay, or 24 hours for the VAL, rather. 24 hours above this line. All right, so right here we have a big chunk of candles. We can count those real quick. 19 hours to right there. We have a handful of candles over here. So we could probably bump this up, maybe something like this. And we have a couple, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, somewhere right around there. All right, so this will give us a val of 2.3x, which is pretty awesome. And then next up, we have the last time frame, which is the 30 days. Okay, now this hasn't gone 30 days yet. But it's off to a pretty good start. Pretty good start already. And so for the 30-day time frame, what we're looking for is 7 days. Okay, the val is 7 days. So this is the first day. This is the 7 days. So 7 days after the first day. And now we're looking for 30 days after that 7th day. So right here is when that would happen. Okay, but right now, it's already looking pretty good. The high currently is sitting at a 5.9x, which is awesome. So, hey, Roman, congratulations, brother, on your first profitable project. I know that there'll be many more coming for you. You're incredibly thorough, and you do a great job in what you're looking for and sticking to that game. So, hey, again, congratulations on your first project. Knocked it out of the park, and the fact that we were able to share this. On the live session a few weeks back is awesome as well. Roman said the thumbnails are eye-catching, probably influence views, in addition to the last video being great content. And also Roman said the beta launch was smooth sailing like the name implies. Thank you for reviewing the gains on the project, how to calculate them. Absolutely. And I did it really rough. And also there's just one other factor that I didn't factor in on this. I'm just doing this to how you normally see the gains. But one factor you get to factor in is what was the actual pre-sale price. Okay, what was the actual pre-sale price? And that has an impact. Sometimes projects launch above or below pre-sale price. Okay, so that obviously is going to determine where this line is at. And sometimes there's vesting. And so, for example, there's projects out that have something called ADM, anti-dump mechanism, and in theory, it's a really good idea. And I like the concept of ADM, anti-dump mechanism. And what it does is there's different variations of it, but basically it allows the team to basically say, whoa, we want to maintain the chart, so you can't sell more than 1% per day, and it kind of creates this way where just people are not able to dump. Now, some people hate that because, hey, that's my money. I want to control my money. Who tells me I can or can't sell? And other people like it because it actually gives the chart time to actually grow and develop, and instead of just people hopping in and out. Now, some of these ADM anti-dump mechanisms, some of them are on all the time, meaning you can't sell more than 1 or 5% per day. The variable is 1 to 5%. Some of them, it's like a switch. They can flip on or off. Some of them, it automatically triggers. Once the market cap hits a certain amount, ADM kicks in, and it prevents other people from selling. I personally, from the tribe, that I like the idea. I like the concept, as long as it's used in a good way. The crazy thing is, some teams have the ability to change that ADM to less than 1% or even 0. And just because they say they're not ever going to change it to something doesn't necessarily mean, they will or they won't. You're kind of at the mercy of what they do. I say all that to say, if you got in a project that had ADM built into it, even if the project looked profitable, but you're only able to swap out 1%, that's technically not profitable. If you put in $100 and you're able to get out $1, you're not. That's not necessarily profit. That's potential profit. Like that. But like if you can't, if your money's no longer in your hands, like that's not really considered profitable. So, as a scout, it's really good to know, if they have those things in place and what that means in those first 24 hours, because especially the 24-hour period. Not a lot of time for the price to go up so high where you pull 1% and you're actually at a profit. And so those are things that are worth considering and worth looking into when you're scouting projects. And also, it's worth mentioning that in the red flag section, just so people know, when people are reading your report, they know, hey, this is what's up. We need to be mindful of this. And it allows people to do their due diligence accordingly. So again, congrats, Roman, on that. I did want to do just circle back and look at a couple of these projects real quick. A handful of these crypto projects or AI projects, and one of the things in the idea of today's video, the main topic of discussion is this concept of are we in a pre-sale market? Are we really in a pre-sale market? Or are we in something else? Is something else happening? And if you didn't watch last week's video, I definitely want you to check that out. But hear me out on this. We're finding a handful of projects that are jumping on the AI bandwagon, that the teams are anonymous, and they've purchased a domain name, they've launched their website, they've got their contract audited, they've done their KYC, they have a SafeFu badge, they've built a Telegram group, filled it with 3,000 to 15,000 members, they've got a Twitter account that has the same amount of following, they've got bots, some of them have bots in their Telegram groups that are saying random things all day long. So we got, 1.0, we got V1 bots, which are bots that say one thing and never say something ever again, like good project. And then we have like V2 bots where they may say the same thing over and over again all day long at different intervals. Every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours. Hey, this project is great, I'm telling my friends, whatever. They could also be saying the random things back and forth all day long. Okay? And so these are I would consider those like V2 bots. It's a little harder to detect, but once you realize, why is Bob talking so much? And you look, Bob's saying the same thing over and over again. Now, someone could argue and say, well, Ryan, those could be real people on alt accounts, and they're just posting the same thing to create engagement. You may be right. But if one person has 10 accounts, when you're looking at a pre-sale, and the activity that one person is generating, looking like 10 people, are those 10 people actually going to contribute to the pre-sale? Probably not, because it's just one person. And so what I'm getting at is these things can inflate the numbers. It can obviously inflate the Telegram group. It inflates the level of engagement. All of a sudden you have these things that are going on behind the scenes. It's just not really real. Almost like a puppet master who's controlling the puppets. And the puppet master has the strings and the puppets are moving down below. Okay? And so they got that going. Some of these devs are certified devs. And they have a track record. Now they're anonymous, but they claim to be doxxed and KYC'd, but we don't actually know who they are. We don't have their socials. We don't have their LinkedIn. We don't have pictures. They're anonymous. Okay, they're totally anonymous. And to make it even better, there's VCs, VC mods that are hosting VCs, not AMAs. Okay, not AMAs, but they're hosting VCs in the Project Telegram group. And they are like the devs, that they're on this list of this is the product and services that they offer. It would be the equivalent of me hopping in a random Telegram group and I'm there just to be a VC. I'm listed as part of the team, but I'm just there. I'm just a VC mod. That's what I do. Someone's good at bringing in hype before the launch, bringing in hype before the fair launch. That's what their job is. It's simply that. Okay? All the while, like I said, we don't know about any of this. Now, here's the crazy thing. From start to finish, we're talking 4 to 10 days. Everything I just listed. Buying a domain name, getting the website up and running, creating images, graphics, creating the socials, filling socials with people, getting the audit KYC done, and SafeFu badges, all that done, getting call groups set up, setting up the fair launch going, the fair launch filling between 100 and 600 BNB, all within 4 to 10 days. Tell me how in the world can legit projects be created in 4 to 10 days? I don't know. It seems a little fishy to me. Okay? And then you mix the fact that these projects have really low buy-sell tax. Really low buy and sell tax. Meaning, are these really crypto pre-sales with a pre-sale as the intent to buy at a lower price before the market gets it, and the team has intentions of actually developing and building something out? Is it a crypto pre-sale, or is it an opportunity for people to day trade? Is it an opportunity for people who are pulling the strings to day trade? I don't want to make accusations. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is just to plant a seed for us to start thinking as a community and looking out for each other. And when we can look out for each other, we can look out for the entire space. I'm incredibly suspicious when I just laid out the facts of what I just said, and then you see a $5,000 buy come in on a fair launch. Who would invest $5,000 into a project that looks like what I just said? Unless they're doing it to create hype. Now, when there's zero buy-sell tax, okay, zero buy-sell tax, and the price pumps up right at launch to what? 20%? 20% on $5,000. How much is that? How much profit is that? That's $1,000. That's $1,000. So you have the general population looking to get into crypto pre-sale because they've somehow bought into the bogus. I don't want to say bogus. Let me choose my words wisely. You have the general population who have somehow bought into the watered down vision of this project that was thrown together in 4 to 10 days. And they're thinking, I believe in this. I love this. I hope they create the dApp. This is going to be so great. I want them to create the wallet. I want them to create this. I want them to create that. This is going to be so good. And they're looking for their 2x or their 5x or their 10x. All the while, you have other people playing a totally different game. They're day trading. They put in $5,000 on that fair launch, and as soon as it hits 10%, as soon as it hits 20%, they're out. They just made $500. They just made $1,000. And what are they doing again? When it dips, what do you think they're doing? It's very likely that when it dips, they're buying more with that $1,000 profit. And so here, it goes back up again, 20%, another dip. Other people are buying here. They're trying to get another low. Here, right here, from that low to that one right there, 30%. Okay? There are two different games that are playing right now. I believe there are two different games that are being played right now. I'm not saying it's totally malicious. I'm not saying that there's evil out there. I'm simply saying that the games that are being played right now are totally different than the games that were being played a year ago. The games that are being played right now, it's smoke and mirrors. And there are people who know what's going on behind the scenes in these projects. And if you are not one of those people, I think this is an incredibly risky market. And not financial advice, but to think of this as a pre-sale, you are really hurting yourself. let me just put it like that. If you think this is a game of pre-sales, you're being naive. Now, I'm not saying every project. I'm just saying a lot of them have a lot of these similar trends. Here's Neural AI. Very similar to what happened with the last project. Okay? Project peaks. What is that? 20%? Is that just like a lucky guess? Like, am I just like a genius? 20%? Or is there there's stuff behind this? Is there some consistency? Is there patterns? Is there trends happening? Okay? Now this one dumped, but the people who are day trading, boom, 90%. Boom, 2.7x. Boom, 2.9x. 3.4. 5.4. 7.3. Okay? Now, the people who risked it to get in these trades, get in these launches, I mean, again, maybe they did believe. And Neural AI is kind of an outlier currently We don't have enough time to look at all these projects. Time as in time has passed. We don't have enough time has passed. 30, 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days yet. 30 days from now, we'll have a lot of projects to look at to see what actually happened with these projects. But, so let's say you did believe in this project. Well, at least with this one, there was opportunity here. Okay? There was opportunity. Okay? It's also no coincidence that there was a major dip after it hit 2x. Like, people have their targets. Okay? Let's look at another one, Gem AI. And again, I don't know if there's nefarious intent or, I'm not simply just saying that, hey, this is just totally bogus and like people are up to no good. I am saying that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of shady stuff that's happening. There's just stuff that just doesn't make sense. Stuff that just doesn't make sense. Let's see, what was this gain for Gem AI? 25%. Who knew? You see those fair launch buys come in. Oh my goodness! Someone just put in $5,000. Someone just put in $1,000. Well, guess what? Guess who sold right here? As soon as they could. As soon as they could. And guess how much money they made? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. While the people who got enrolled into this vision, enrolled into, oh, hey, this is a cool pre-sale. I really like this project. I hope that this comes out. Here they are left with the bag. Okay. This one, again, never broke higher than 30%. Core AI. Let's look at Core AI. Let's go to the 5 minute, or let's just go to the hour here. Yeah, Core AI was up. So we got 2.7 for the all-time high. It ended up with a val, I don't know, probably around, 40%, 1.4x or so. This one doesn't look like it's being traded as much as the others. AI on Mars. Take a look at this. Let's see what happened here. Now this one fits a different mold. Like you can see like right away, this one fits a different mold. And this one actually had a little bit better branding. This one just happens to be in the bunch because it's AI. Okay, this one did have a different feel to it. And it actually did pretty good. We got a 4x for the all-time high. Trader AI. This is one of the first ones that caught my attention. Like, what is going on? So it shot up to 2.5x or so. That's for the val. For the ATH, we got 2.8x or so, and they actually stayed above. I was actually really surprised at that because, like, really, what I would anticipate when I look at these projects that I feel are empty, what I would anticipate is something like this, and then for it not to recover. I would expect something like this and not recover. So to see this just consolidation for a long period of time. Let's see how long. It stayed above pre-sale price for 3 days. That's a long time in this world. Zen AI. Now this one, if I'm being totally transparent, this is how I would expect all these charts to look. This is what I would expect all these charts to look like. There's the listing rate. It goes up and it tanks. Why? Because there's nothing here. There's just nothing here. Okay? Now, I don't want to be like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I don't know if Meng's on, but like Meng has shared some thoughts before. Is it possible that some of this stuff is coordinated? Like this right here. Is this possible that this is coordinated? Meaning finding pockets of buyers, finding specific call groups, having insider information. Like, okay, guys, we're about to make this call with XYZ group. Now's the time to get in. And they make the call. They start getting in the exact time they make the calls. so it pumps the chart. Because also the crazy thing that happens is whenever you have something like this happen, because this happened in a relatively short period of time. Let's see how short period of time this was. So a day and a half, almost 2 days. Like, that's trending volume. That's a lot of volume. I mean, there's a lot of gains that are happening right there, so that gives it free advertising. And again, I'm not saying it's malicious intent. I'm just simply saying this is not natural. Just saying it's not natural. It's not organic. There are natural flows with projects and launches, but that's with something that has real utility. when the core, because everything I keep going back to is like, okay, when I see something that's abnormal, okay, great, it makes sense. But when I see something that's not abnormal and it actually looks good, it's like, well, what is actually happening here? Why is it reacting like this? What's causing this? You know, how are people so excited when price is 60% down without real substance and real utility? It's not like there was an announcement that went out and was like, oh, hey guys, we just launched our wallet, or we just launched our top secret tech we've been working on and developing. I mean, so if we were to go to Novation, let's go look at Novation real quick. Let's go look at Novation. This is what happened with Novation. The exact thing I'm talking about. So Novation had launched around the same time that Skylabs launched, and they struggled a bit. Okay? You know, they were up, and then price tanked. It was only 20%, but it was down for a long time. And 30 days, so for like a month, or I guess 27 days, 26 days, okay? 26 days, it was down, below pre-sale price. And what created this right here? What created this pump? This pump was people excited about the utility, that the utility was developed, and that their Novation Launchpad was available and was ready to go, and they started doing AMAs, they started getting collaborations going, they started doing partnerships, and like this whole pump right here was because of there was a reason to hold the token. Now, yes, of course, there were still day traders here. This is with tax. I don't know what the tax is for Novation. Tax. I don't know. Tax. 7% buy, 9% sell. All right. So this is not even tax free. Okay. This is high, not high tax, but 9 and 7, 7 and 9, whichever it was. Okay. That's with tax. So I'm not saying that they were day trading, but they definitely could have, without much penalty. 7-9%. We're over here, like there's 0% tax. And so, like, whatever profits are gained right here, you just keep buying these lows, and you're just making another 20%, another 20%, another 20%, and then you catch one of these runners, and it's like, my goodness, it's like free money for the people who are playing a different kind of game. And I'm not telling you to play this game. I hope I'm making that clear. I am not telling you to day trade. I'm not suggesting a day trade. I'm simply saying I think some of these projects are very hollow and empty, and I think it's possible that these are opportunities for people in the know to be day trading against people who think they're getting into a crypto pre-sale. If I'm making sense, give me a thumbs up. Okay, if that's making sense, give me a thumbs up, because like that's the point I want to drive home. The market that we're in right now with some of these projects, it is not even that of like a meme project. This is meme projects. There's some genuine hype and excitement for it. Like with this, I think some of it's just fabricated. And I also think that some of these buys are literally designed to entice other people to hop on board. I think it's literally like, okay guys, we're going to buy right here. Now let's go promote it. Now that they've got a spot right here, they're selling off chunks. As they keep promoting it, as they keep selling it, as they keep swapping, as they keep making money off of people's emotions. That's my take. That's my what I think's happening. At the very worst of what I'm saying, I'm 100% wrong. These are genuine, legit project devs that want to change the space and create something great. And if that's the case, I'll be wrong all day long. I'll own it. I'll say, guys, I was totally wrong, 100%. 100%. The challenge is, right now there's just no substance. And there's only one project. And the crazy thing about this project, this is what's so wild. There's one project that I saw that actually had an app. And it is performing the worst. It's performing the worst of all these crypto projects. Now, again, there's some major red flags about this project, but it's performing the worst as it relates to gains. And they actually have an app that's available. Okay? Yeah, so we got, we're in the first day of it, but like it's down significantly. It's down 43%. And so, I just scratched my head thinking, like, man, we are just in such a weird space. Such a weird space right now. So, with that, let me check the chat. Jeffrick says, yeah, it's scary stuff. Hey, welcome, Carl. Hope you're having a great day. Roma says, it's cool to be able to read the chart and tell a project story. Giving meaning to TA is an engaging way to enroll investors who may not be expert number crunchers. Thanks, Roman. So with that... So I don't typically do. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that's TA. Sometimes the lines, if you see lines on my chart, those are my take profit areas, the areas that I'm targeting, and then those would be areas I'm also setting alarms for to watch and stuff. I do like Forex type of technical analysis and things like that, but I don't do technical analysis on tokens simply because I personally believe that technical analysis on tokens is kind of like people trading the news. Okay, in the Forex world, there's something called trading the news, and there can be violent swings with news and events and things like that. Violent swings, and we're talking like boop boop within minutes. I mean, it's crazy. But if we were to take that same approach here, buying the news for Vault Finance would have been realizing that, the tech's developed. Now's the time to buy, and getting in here because that the team's getting ready to do AMA tour. They're getting ready to look into different things. Like, that's how you're trading the news. There were times where there'd be announcements about Vetter and things like that, and the price would start pumping. And that's how you could. That to me is like news. There's a reason why. But sometimes if you, like, for example, if someone were to draw like trend lines right here, and they were to go like this, and saying that, we have some resistance here, like in the moment that it breaks out, they'd be happy to buy. That's just silly unless you're banking on everybody else believing that that's what actually dictates price. And I think that's really risky in a token, because like in a token like this, I say that, because in a token like this, what I'm getting at, there's very organic buy pressure and sell pressure. There's very organic buys and sells coming in. There's very organic buy volume and sell volume coming in. Whereas something like this, there's high manipulation happening, I feel. And so it is possible, I suppose, now that I think about it, that you could have trend lines on this because this is highly manipulated. That's the reason Forex works the way it works. It's highly manipulated. The banks control the price. The banks are the ones who dictate where price is going. And if you can recognize that, you can jump on their coattails and make massive profits. Anyway, going down a rabbit hole. So going on a tangent. Let me get back on track. So with that, I just want to run through those ideas and concepts. There are different games being played right now, and just be mindful, what game you're playing, but also be mindful of what games other people are playing in the same space, because it is super wild. I think the most shocking thing that I've seen is that whole scenario of a project can be launch ready within 4 to 10 days. And we're talking everything you need to launch. Website, domain name, copy, graphics, Telegram group with members, Twitter with members, audited, KYC, doxed, Seifu. You can get all that stuff within 4 to 10 days. That to me is the scariest part of this process. That to me is a major red flag. You mix that with 0% buy-sell tax, and you just have a recipe for, like, what is that term? Fugazi? Like, that's all this is. Like, to me, this is just smoke and mirrors and people playing, Russian roulette with money. It's like, let me sell before someone else does. So, all right. Today we're going to look at a project that was brought to our attention by none other than Mr. Roman Murphy, and this project is Minima. I have not looked at this at all, so we're going to take a look at it together and hop in there and see if we can find some things together and bring some things up. So let me just go ahead and pull up the website. And before we jump into this, I do want to say that this is not financial advice. Okay, this is literally just one step in the process of us working together as a community, sharing insights into this. Okay, and this live is simply a step in that process. Crypto is risky, and in no way am I telling you to invest. It's not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm going to share my own thought process while looking into projects, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I sound like, a conspiracy theorist. I got my little tinfoil hat on, but that's okay. Sometimes I'm wrong, and that's all right. It's all 100% subjective. The purpose is simply to support you in what to look for as you're scouting your own projects, and at the very least, if I say something that you agree with, we can have a conversation and further that conversation. If I say something you disagree with, even more so, we can have a conversation and we can learn from each other, because that's what it's all about. That's what this community is all about. So, with that, Minima. Let's take a look at Minima. I guess I'll accept the cookies. All right. The pre-sale is live. Minima. Pre-sale is live. The only mobile native layer 1 blockchain. Participate now. Get it on Google Play. Access information anywhere without boundaries. Transfer value with anyone without intermediaries. Communicate with everyone without restrictions. All right, so we got a Vimeo. I was hoping I could see the view count, but I can't. Hundreds of thousands of nodes are validating and constructing the network. Fully disrupted network with no single point failure. The world's first completely decentralized blockchain. The only blockchain controlled entirely by users. The only blockchain to run in full-on a mobile phone. The only blockchain to run in full on a mobile phone. One protocol, 4 layers. Each layer contributes to a truly decentralized censorship network. We got on-chain value transfer, Minima. Off-chain information transfer, Maxima. Off-chain value transfer, Omnia. Web3 applications, mini dApps. Distributed globally, Minima is running in 183 countries. Never been easier to run a node. Investors, ambassadors. They have a blog here. Got some merch. Discord, Telegram, GitHub, Twitter, YouTube, Substack, CoinMarketCap, and CoinGecko. Alright, let's scroll up. Let's see, it looks like the pre-sale is happening on their website. Minimum 150, maximum 25,000 USDT. $50,000 downloads. That's a lot. I'm looking for, I was looking for reviews. I'm not familiar with the Google Play Store. Let me just go here real quick and look up, what am I trying to look up? Oh, let's just look up TikTok. So there's reviews for TikTok. So the downloads are right here, then reviews right there. It's just curious why there's not reviews for Minima. Just curious about that one. Alright, let's check out YouTube real quick. So 3.8K subs. All right, so they're doing the blockchain, or not blockchain. They're doing keynote tours, keynote speaking tours at different blockchain events. 1.6K views. Decent engagement, 135 likes. It's like 10% likes. Yeah, I don't see a lot of comments that are from any one particular ethnic group. Yeah, there are a lot of comments from users. I'm about to say, I realize the hypocrisy of what I'm about to say. I started to say I see a lot of comments from users who don't have a user profile, as I see my my alternate account doesn't have a user profile. Anyway. My main YouTube account, I have a user profile. All my other YouTube accounts, I don't have a user profile. So maybe that's the same thing for these guys. All right, let's see what other videos have. 9 comments, 50 likes. All right, let's see what we got. Popular. So I wonder where this is at, because like on the website, this video is from Vimeo, and so curious where all these views came from in the last month. Oh, we got a year, 3 years ago. Wow, they've been at it for a while. They got some bonus points just then. 3 years ago. That's awesome. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Roman. The YouTube video that I just talked about is in their Gitbook. Wow, they've been at this for a while. I like it. Like, so that's the kind of social proof that I'm liking. We just talked about how a project can create something from nothing that's kind of still nothing within 4 to 10 days and run a pre-sale, launch, and all that stuff. And here's a project that literally has videos from 3 years ago, a year ago, you know, months ago. Like, with views, like with views, you know, 1,000 views, 500 views, 200 views. Like, this is great. Like, actually, you know, people talking about the project in space, like IRL, in real life. I mean, I don't know what they're saying here, but yeah, a beer and blockchain event. I mean, that's super cool. This is definitely a different feel than the projects we've been looking at the last couple of weeks with the AI takeover. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Telegram. Or let's go to the white paper first. Let's go to the white paper first. White paper. So they do have a white paper that's white. And it's very hard. It's very hard for me to be interested. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like my daughters. My daughters, they like the picture books, and they like to talk about the pictures as I'm reading the books to them. And I definitely like the picture. The pictures help me stomach the words. But like my mind, I don't know if I just have flashbacks of like college and like political science, and I have flashbacks of like studying and reading so much. But when I see a white paper, it makes me very uncomfortable. Okay, Roman's speaking my language now. He's saying check out the Git book. Let's go down here. Let's check that out. You know, that's a good point, Roman. You know, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Where is the Git book? I clicked on GitHub thinking I was clicking on the Git book, but that's not it. I'll find it. Maybe I'll find it in Telegram. All right, let's check out Twitter just real quick. 27,000 followers joined April 19th, or 2019. Presales live 11 hours ago. Let's see what kind of engagement we have, like what kind of comments and stuff. What happened? Okay, let's go back here. Yeah, it looks like decent engagement. Nothing too crazy. Definitely not a lot of engagement based on the amount of followers they have, but there's consistent engagement. I mean, each post is being seen by around average of 10 grand, 11 grand, but the engagement's pretty low in comparison. I mean, the stuff gets ton of views, ton of views, but not a lot of engagement. All right, let's check out Telegram. 9.6 thousand members. Let's join the group. Let me complete the CAPTCHA. Start. Oh, I don't know what that is. Is that 3 minus 4? Is that like -1? If you have 3 and you take away 4, aren't you left with -1? Oh man, I feel very nervous about answering this question. I don't know if I'm supposed to put 1 or -1. Let's give it a go. I don't know. Surely it's not a negative number. Let's just put 1. Oh, come on! I didn't think that it was a real math equation. I thought that they just got confused. Wow, they're really wanting someone to pay attention to that. Okay, well that was a first. Let's see here. All right, 188 pinned messages. Woo, speak to me. Yeah, that's like one of the most legit captchas I've ever seen. Like I knew the answer was -1, but I was thinking surely it's not asking me to give a -1 as an answer. Nope, I was wrong. That's what happens when I try to outthink the captcha. Man, they've been at this for a while. This is great. This is great. So Roman, have they literally been building to the pre-sale that just started for 3 years? That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Quick project. Not too much bot activity. Let's look at AMA. AMA recording. Oh, yes. I missed the AMA with Jasmine. Max or minima. Alright, so this is a different language, I think. Oh, whoops. Telegram. There's only one AMA that I found. Alright, so this was put up today. Yep, today, 40% for round 1. I wonder how much 40% was. Let me go back to the website and let's see. Oh, it doesn't say. Well, I guess maybe I could find it on the white paper. Okay. Pre-sale. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was just kind of curious how much they've raised so far. Not having too much luck knowing. Let's see here. Maybe on Twitter. Let's go back to Twitter. Maybe they said something on Twitter. Huh. Okay. Audit. Oh, that was last year. Someone was asking about that. Huh. That's a kind of an interesting answer. Maybe there's a language barrier here. So this dude's asking if it's audited. You know what's the audit? But this guy's saying can't give you a definitive answer to that. It's probably a bit early since it hasn't been minted yet. And I think what he's trying to ask is, has a contract been audited? This person's thinking about like the tokens, or I don't know. Huh. Okay. Let's go marketing. Curious for the market cap. 30 million. Starting market cap 30 million. Roman says the dev is legit. CTO Patty Seri passionate about Bitcoin, but saw a flaw of the centralization that occurs when you pay miners. This is a sustainable way to do POW via mobile and IoT devices. I mean, I don't know if it's high, because like, here's what I would say about market cap being high or not. This to me is a mass adoption. Everybody feel free to chime in on your thoughts on this. Luis is asking, is the market cap too high? This to me is a mass adoption play. Mass adoption play, this is kind of a low market cap. But I'm saying that only in relation to, it's high compared to all the stuff that we normally look at. However, a lot of the stuff we look at will never, ever, highly unlikely to have multi-million market cap. Okay? So when we think about a mass adoption kind of play, it's really big market caps. So, and I don't even know. I'm just gonna go take a look. I don't even know. Let's look at coin market cap, and let's see like Cardano. I don't even know what Cardano's market cap is. 13 billion market cap. So like when you think about it like that, this is a low. So how do I say this? This is not a crap coin that has a potential to make some gains. This to me is a play, a true play for impact in the crypto space for mass adoption, which would have billion-dollar market cap, like massive market cap. Okay, and so 30 million. Yeah, when we think about that, we think, oh my goodness, that's so big compared to what we normally see, especially on the Binance network, what we normally see in this space. But like when you compare it to like major players, it's not that's not too crazy. Okay, so let's look at so what's Ripple? I don't even know. So there's 19. Okay, let's look at Chainlink. Yep, that's 3 billion. Okay. What about like Gala? Well, there's Chronos. That's 1 billion. That's crazy. What is that at right now? 7 cents. Huh. What about Gala? Gala Games or Gala? Wow. And I thought Gala Games was pretty big. That's 300 million. Don't get me wrong, 300 million. That's still a lot. That's still a lot. Interesting. Yeah, Roman picks those. Roman likes to pick those big player type games. Roman migrates towards the big the big plays, the big utility, real change. This is legit kind of play. Roman says currently the audit is purely for security reasons. As we approach mainnet, we need to make sure that both from an internal and external perspective, Minima is secure. On Discord, nice. Thank you, Roman. Let's go ahead and see what Roman wrote in his report. Partnered with file sharing service WeTransfer on mobile NFT solution. Ranked one of the top 50 in CVVC Top 50 report. Unique animated logo for Discord server thumbnails indicate team's appreciation and attention to detail. Detailed academic white paper that clearly describes market problems, early mover shortcomings, and Minima's solutions for each. Yeah, academic is a good way to put that. I know you said that earlier in chat, but yeah, when I see the academic white paper, my eyes start to gloss over. And right away, my brain says, "Oh, where are the pretty pictures and graphics?" But no, that's a good explanation. I do have flashbacks of college when that happens. Built with the future in mind, protocol is complete with quantum security ready if there is a desire to remove the need for protocol developers because the protocol is advanced enough to take care of itself and should not require any hard forks ever. There are no soft forks on Minima as all users are also miners. Small block size also uses an adaptive block size so users can determine block size. User-centric chain that removes the miner-centric fee paying model to prevent centralization. Grants will be available to enable investing in novel use cases to be built and for bug bounty programs. Recorded in real life speaking events. Yeah, I like that too. I definitely like that. You see the project. Red flags need to reach critical mass of transactions to sustain a secure blockchain. Will be a bootstrap period until Minima processes enough transactions to secure the network adequately. Signatures are at least 10 to 20 times as big as ECDSA used in Bitcoin, but signatures are not kept forever since almost all data is eventually pruned, so although a bandwidth issue, they are only a temporary storage overhead. Oh, here we go. Oh, nope. I was thinking that this may tell us how much they were trying to raise. Target listing price on exchanges in March is 30 cents. Yeah, that is classic, Roman. Roman says, if I don't see an academic white paper, I label a project a scam. Oh, yeah. No, they get me with the pretty pictures. Pre-sale runs from February 14th today until the 28th, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah, if you guys are watching this right now, definitely want to check out Roman's scouting report. He goes into a lot of the details that takes a little bit more time to find, as we're, limping along on live. But this is really good. Roman does a great job with a lot of the details, and there's a lot of digging. And Roman's eyes light up whenever he sees an academic white paper, so you know you're in good hands. No, Roman, I enjoy looking at your projects. You've also found projects that are typically raising funds solo. They're raising funds on their own. They're not relying on an IDO launchpad. So, Roman, to put this, so I've looked at thousands of projects over the last year. I've looked at, a handful of different scouts, and every scout has their own style and strategy and things like that. And, a lot of the projects, Roman, that you find have a feel of like an IDO. And an IDO is, for those of you who don't know, an IDO, you get to hold tokens for that launchpad. So, for example, let's look at Game Starter. Okay, now Game Starter is that of like our own version of Skylabs. Okay, our launchpad. In order to participate in the project launching on like Pixel Pix, for example. So, there's nothing even here anymore. Okay, well, let's look at a different one. Well, that's weird. Here we go. Project Hive. Okay, I'll explore. So, if you want to participate in Project Hive, you get to hold Game Starter tokens. Now, the thing about these types of projects that launch off of IDOs, when you look at this website, this is not a basic template website. Okay, this is not a errors and spelling and all kinds of nonsense. This is like legit, thought out, planned out investment of time and money type projects. Okay, this is a custom website. I mean, well, if it's a template, they did a really good job of making it look really good. Okay, but when I look at this, I feel like this is something different. It's unique. I mean, like, when you see an IDO, they go all out. Okay, and so one of the things about you, Roman, that I've noticed, and this is pretty early on in the process, but a lot of the projects that you are migrating towards, they have an IDO feel, but they're not IDOs, which is pretty cool because people who use a platform, the CrowdX platform, they don't have to hold the tokens. So, for example, if you liked this project, you would get to hold Game Starter tokens to participate in this project. But we look over here at Minima, and Minima, wherever it's at, there we go. Minima has a feel of an IDO without having to hold tokens of a IDO launchpad. And so I think that's pretty cool. I think that's cool. And like you said, you go back over here and you look at this stuff, and like there's a lot of work that's gone involved. There's a lot of work that's in here. One of the biggest things that I'm kind of curious about, I would like to know the reviews, or I'd like to know why there's no reviews on the downloads. That's one of the things that I'm just kind of curious about. And then I'd be curious about what the marketing. I'm sure that a lot more digging we could find this, and maybe it's a combination of Discord or asking questions in Telegram. But I would be curious about what their marketing plans are, how much they're raising, how much has currently been raised, and then what their plans are to blow this up over the next 2 weeks. Roman says, thank you for that observation. Value self-sufficiency, so that makes sense, and I'm attracted to projects that are doing work on their own and are organically attracting support. Absolutely. No, I mean, I like the vibe and feel of the projects that you scout and the projects that you're attracted to. Like I said, I look at a variety of different projects, and every scout has their own style, and strategy and methodology, and even this is crazy, but even the way the chart looks at launch. Some scouts, I can tell who the scout is by the way the chart looks, and it's weird. It gets super weird, but we're all attracted to different things. We all have these different vibrations, and our vibe attracts our tribe, and Roman, really thankful that you're a part of this community, and you're providing these insights into these types of projects, and I think these projects are going to be legendary type projects that will be here not only 24 hours, not only 7 days, not only 30 days from now, but 30 days, 6 months, a year from now. Projects are having massive impact in the space. And Luis's question was great about the market cap. Right now I'm trying to figure out with Pink Cell what is too big of a market cap for fair launches. what's too low of a market cap for fair launches. To try to find what's that sweet spot where if you have a market cap of 40 grand, is that give you a higher likelihood than having a market cap of 400,000? Higher likelihood of a more profitable, higher likelihood of a profitable project in the 24-hour time frame, And so to Luis's point, yeah, I mean, no way. Projects that aren't real and substantial, yeah, I mean, that's a massive market cap and there's no way that people would be interested. But projects that are having change in the space, I mean, absolutely. They're looking at being top dogs, top players in the crypto space. And it's not every day. Although over the last few months we have spotted some gems that have long-term potential. We've spotted some gems that have long-term potential. Not every day we see projects like that. So, again, thank you, Roman, for your contribution. And, hopefully, this session was helpful for everyone, taking some things in, learning some new things, maybe looking at things from a different perspective. But it is definitely a breath of fresh air. We've been talking about AI stuff for maybe, 3 sessions now, maybe 4 sessions. And so to look at something like this is great and encouraging. Because to tell you the truth, seeing the AI stuff is a little discouraging. Is a little discouraging sometimes to see the bogusness of it. And so to see something real like this is awesome. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Feel free to carry on the conversation in Discord. If you're not following on Discord, you can find the link in the description of this video. But there we can continue the conversation on Minima. Roman's going to share some of the other things that he's found about the project. And, we can start, asking each other questions there and sharing our insights and what we're finding out as we go along. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm going to end like I always do. Like my mentor always said, life can be short. So for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I care about you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this awesome community and for making the contributions that you're making. It takes all of us. This ecosystem is built on crowdsourcing, and all of us just doing a little bit, all of us just bringing a little bit to the table is how we move the needle and move the ball down the field. So hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I look forward to connecting with you in Discord until we meet again on Thursday. That's all I got. Bye for now.